Okay, I am back. I'm sorry about that. Looks like my sound wasn't working. Um, it's probably because I tried to do like sound on Claude Code, and that did not work. So I'm gonna try again. Now I think it should work. Is it working? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, it's good now. Div, thank you so much, Div, for helping me out with this. It's been a while since I've live streamed, so we're gonna have to try again. But it's good because now it's thanks, Div. Good to see you here. All right, so let's get started again. I'm gonna do this thing all over again. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay, I kind of like did some of the stuff already, so I guess it'll go faster. So it's kind of good, I think. Okay, let me get into my good stance here. Everything like this. And what is Claude Code? You've probably been hearing about it. If you aren't technical, you probably haven't used it yet. In this video, it's going to be about 30 minutes, hopefully. But sometimes I say that and I go for way longer. So, whatever it ends up being, I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. I'm going to show you how Claude Code, in my opinion, is a huge game changer. And I hate that word when people say it, game changer. Everything is a game changer. But honestly, this is the most mind blowing thing that I have experienced. It's not even like ChatGPT. ChatGPT was amazing when it came out, but this is way bigger, much bigger deal than ChatGPT. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is because you probably don't know what it is. And it's hard to get into Claude Code if you're not a coder yourself. Okay. I'm going to assume you're not a coder, but I'm assuming that you're willing to learn. All right. So let's start with something that you do already know, which is Claude or ChatGPT. Same thing, right? We're not going to go into the technicality, like how it does it work. We don't care about that. It's pretty amazing. So let's try it out now. Let's do like write a short essay on how the internet works. Max 300 characters. Okay, I don't even know if it's an essay. It's more like a tweet, but let's just do it. Okay, so as it's thinking, this wasn't possible 5 years ago, right? How would you do this? You would go online, you would search for a bunch of stuff, you would try to learn it, and then you would try to piece it together from different sources, and then you would hopefully write it with your own words. But now I just asked it, and it gave me exactly what I wanted. It says the internet is a network of networks. Your device sends data in small packets, each tagged with an IP address. Routers relay them across cables, fiber, and radio links to the destination server, which sends a reply back the same way. DNS turns names into addresses. Now, I can tell it like explain this to me like I'm 10 years old, 5 years old, right? You know about these things, right? But what's happening here? You gave it a prompt, a question, it gave you a response. Pretty amazing, I gotta say, right? I can copy paste this into an email and I can pretend like I wrote this thing, or I can text this to someone. I can make a website about this, right? Just put this on a website. I can do any number of things. So, like, what's Claude Code, right? Like, well, we already have everything here. Well, I'm gonna have to take you a little bit into like introduction to coding or more like computers. This right here is something called the terminal. And This is something that any Mac, Windows, or Linux machine has. On Windows, it's technically called something else like PowerShell, but it's really the same thing. We can call it all terminal. Okay. What is the terminal? Well, some years ago, if I wanted to do something, or even today, if I wanted to do something as a coder, I could write something in the terminal. But again, I was like, why would I do that, right? Let me show you why. So let's say that I go into a certain folder on my machine. This is something you know. Here is a finder. Same thing on Windows as well, Explorer, right? You go into a certain folder called a vault, which is what we're going to be looking at, is something that I built. And then you have folders and files. Okay, so why use this thing? Well, let me show you. If I go in here and I say ls list, it shows me everything. Now, if I want to go into a specific folder here, I can do cd change directory content. Then I go into the content folder. Now you see it says content here. Then I do ls again. I see that everything in there, right? Content, for example, here. And then you're still thinking, what? Like, what's the big deal? Like, what? This is so not exciting. I'm getting to the exciting stuff. Okay. Let me go back. cd dot dot. Go back. I'm here talking about how programmers used to communicate with the computer through commands. Commands are created once, and it's the same for everyone, and you have to remember it. I know this because I've been doing this for a while, and so I know it's ls, it's cd, change directory. I know a bunch of other commands, right? I can do like make directory, and I can do something like roughid, and it makes that folder for me. I can delete folders or files. But like, how many things do I need to remember to be able to do those? A lot, right? And probably a good thing to learn those things, right? This is where Claude Code comes in. Because right now I'm just showing you simple things like deleting files or like showing files or showing a folder. But in here, you can do anything. Things that you can't even do in the graphical user interface. Things that are banned here, you can do here. There's several things here that are hidden from view that you don't get because it's too much control. If you mess it up, you can do something really bad, but you can get access to everything here. This is why when you watch movies and you see hackers, they have big black screens with like green text and they're like typing away. What they're showing really is that they're talking to the computer through something like a terminal, you know? So what happens with Claude Code? Well, imagine that you didn't have to do any of this. Imagine you could just talk like a human being, like you do to Claude, ChatGPT, directly to your computer at the low level where it's allowed to make files and create new files, folders, copy a movie file from one place to another place and trim it down for you. Because all of that is code at the end of the day, right? That you can do with Claude Code. Let me show you because it's still hard. I'm just going to type clear, click, goes away, right? I'm going to just type Claude here. And I'm not going to go into how to install Claude Code. This is Claude Code. Because you can find some other video on how to do that. We're going to focus on what it is, what it can do for us. All right. So you got this nice little mascot here, right? And you have Claude Code version, whatever, right? So in here, I can say something like, I'm doing a live stream. Please explain the vault, because this is the folder that we're in, the vault, to the viewers in very, very short. It's not very good English, but it doesn't matter, okay? There we go. Okay, the vault is my personal knowledge engine. Voice memos, notes go into raw. Claude processes them into a connected graph at graphknowledge.json, and that graph becomes the context for everything I write. Videos, posts, landing pages, all in my voice, not AI voice. What does that even mean? Because you're probably thinking like, this is a bunch of like technical words I don't even understand. Okay, that's okay. We're going to get into it. All right. Okay. So let's give a demo. I've written um, an idea for a post that I want you to turn into a LinkedIn post for me. Okay? Here it is. Now, what I do normally is that I write on LinkedIn, I create content, right? I make videos and things like that. Now, whenever I do something, I usually um, write it out. Um, okay, I think I, there we go. Okay, I still have it. Okay, I write it out because I want to do the writing because that's the like I'm the creator thinker because AI is still not very good at that. Okay, it has to come from my brain, which is a 35-year-old brain that has been through trillions of moments, billions at least, maybe not trillions, and it's like that. That's AI is nowhere near that. Okay, it's a thing that I can do much better than it. So I come up with the base idea, and then I give it like, okay, I need to get it ready for LinkedIn or X or whatever, like make a video. Okay, now help me kind of structure it, right? So I've already done this and I'll show you how I do it. I have a very simple notes app and it looks like this. And this is what I've written already. Imagine you run a 10-person company. The biggest bottleneck is you. Everyone wants your attention because you are the solution to problems. But you can't be everywhere all at once. What if you could capture everything important that you want to make sure lives in one place for everyone who works with you? Introducing the vault. This is very me way of writing. Okay, this is if you know my writing, this is how I write. The one place with all of the source of truth. And a lot of this English is not even very good, but I don't care. I just wanted to get it out. Right. This took me about 2 minutes to get out. Uh, then you make it available to your team members and they ask it the question uh, first before coming to you. Okay. So I'm going to copy paste this into, into here. And I'm going to say, yeah, let's just try to do this now. Okay. So see, it's saying reading file. This is literally reading file on my machine. I didn't have to upload it to Claude or anything. If I wanted to do the same thing on Claude, I would need to upload that specific file and it would read it and do that. This is now working at a much lower level. And this is where the power of, the power of this comes in. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's the LinkedIn post. You run a 10% company. The biggest bottleneck is you. Everyone wants your attention because you are the answer to most problems. See, it rewrote it. So, it's easier to read. But you can't be everywhere at once. So, what if you could capture everything important in one place, every decision, every idea, every reason behind why things are the way they are? This is very me way of writing. Okay, so it knows this. Introducing the Vault, the single source of truth for your company. Your team asks the Vault first. They only come to you when the Vault doesn't have the answer. And every time you answer something new, it goes back into the Vault. You stop being the bottleneck. The company keeps moving without you. So, this is like one way of selling this idea in a very like LinkedIn business type of way, right? I would just copy and paste this into LinkedIn and then it's out there, right? The whole process takes maybe 5 minutes. Now let's ask it something more. Okay, great. Now, will you remember this forever? And how can this be used in the future? All right. Okay. So now it's saying two layers of memory work together. My memory persists across conversations, lives at. So literally, the memory is like files where we save files. So it's like, okay, this is a new thing. We'll just save it there. Um, the vault, your knowledge graph, this is where the idea lives forever. Drop it into raw, run this thing, and it joins the graph at this. For this demo, here's what I'd do. Save the thing there, original idea there, memory pointer. Next time you say write a post about X, I'll pull relevant nodes from the graph and write it in your voice. Okay, so I was talking about a graph. What is a graph? What is the graph? My this is for the non technical audience. What's going on with the knowledge graph? This is literally how I talk with Claude Code as well. I'm asking it questions to understand what's happening. How is it happening? You know? So, um, okay, so let's see here. Think of the knowledge graph like a brain. Every idea, every project or insight is a node. It's like a dot, right? Node that can connect to a different node. A little bubble of information. Okay. Um, when the connections between bubbles are what make it a graph, Sophia's, yeah, it's okay. Um, right. There you go. So it's like showing like some projects that I'm working on, right? Um, with a graph, when you look up London, you instantly see that it connects to people or different pricing or library events. Yeah. So you're not re-explaining every time, because a lot of times when you need to create a new project, you have to re-explain a lot of things about you and your life so that it knows it. But this vault system, it it saves everything in just one place, so you don't have to keep re-explaining. And the ChatGPT thing of like communicating with something and getting back is happening at that point, not at a separate point in a web browser. So you have to keep giving it files every time and everything, That's the main difference here. That it's not happening in a web browser. It's happening literally from your own computer through a terminal. And you're saying that like all of my files are living here. Okay, just keep using it. And it has access to everything. So it'll just go automatically to the thing that it needs because of the way this thing is designed. Let me show you another thing here. Okay, let's demo this. So you know that LinkedIn post we did? Let's assume we want to sell that as a product or service. Please create a landing page and deploy it and give me the URL. This is going to be interesting for you to see. All I'm saying is I'm giving it so little context. And it was like, that post that I just wrote? Like, make it into a landing page. What is a landing page? A landing page is a website. It's a full-on website. They're supposed to be shown on mobile and website and everything. All the context it has already. It knows like how I build websites, what type of services I use. All of that is defined. Maybe not. Maybe it's getting some. Yeah. Okay. It's when it runs into errors, it's okay. It keeps working because this is an agent, right? It has a certain well-defined task, hopefully, and it keeps working until it gets there. And if it doesn't, it'll ask me for help. So now I'm literally saying, imagine this. What is a business? How do you make money? You make money by having certain ideas about what should exist in the world that people are willing to pay for. And then you need to get that idea out there into the world as fast as possible and start testing it. And then over time, you understand like no one is biting on that idea. Let's scrap it. Okay, let's do another one. Or maybe let's pivot a little bit and make it into a slightly different version of it. Try again. That whole thing used to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months with a team of 10 people sometimes. And with this thing, because all like so much of the work that we used to do would be giving the context over and over again to a computer system through different apps and different like ways of like typing or talking into a microphone or something like that, and it's like scattered in like a lot of it is in Slack, a lot of it is in emails, a lot of it is in 10 different systems owned by different companies that don't talk to each other, right? What I'm doing here now is that I'm saving everything important into a okay, now it's saying that you will need Vercel auth. A token expired. Okay. Vercel. So I have. I need to log in again into Vercel. Um, for the live stream, run this prompt in the prompt to log back in. I'm gonna take this away on the other side so that I don't reveal any sensitive information or anything like that. But let's see here. We're just like logging into something called Vercel, um, which is a platform basically that allows you to publish projects. It's more than that, but it's that. So when you have something on your machine, like some website on your machine, that's it. You can actually put it so that other people can see it out there. So that's what Vercel is, and that's what I use. Um, all right. All right. So it's now like logged in to Vercel. So this is a good thing, right? It's not supposed to work like perfectly every time. Um, because there's always things like you need to do, log in or something like that. So this is a good demonstration for that. Let me just move it over here. It looks like it did work now. Okay. Oh, no, not that whole thing. There we go. Okay. So yeah. So this is the pretty URL. I can just do command click here, and I can open, and there you go. It's actually working. Let me just open it on here. There you go. See what's happening? Let's go through this. This is a website on the web here, and I can send it to you, and you can visit it anywhere. The Vault by Hoda Labs, right? Maybe that's not what I want, but it just did something that I can work off of, right? Something is better than nothing. You run a 10% company. You are the bottleneck. That's not a bad headline. That's a pretty good headline. Everyone wants your attention because you're the answer to most problems, but you can't be everyone all at once, right? Get early access, the Vault, how it works, and then click done. This used to be like this would be something that I would give to a junior developer, and they would take 3, 4, 5 days, and then they would be like, "It doesn't work because I'm having problems with this. You have to give me the password for that, and you have to do." The moment you include another person, so much of the work becomes context work. You have to like give each other access to things and passwords and this and that, and you have to add me as a member on GitHub and all that stuff, right? We literally within not even like 30 minutes went from a LinkedIn post to making a landing page that someone can give access. We don't have to do this. We can do like a call. We can do like 15-minute call. Like if you're interested in trying this out, we have a new thing. Book a call with me for 15 minutes. That already is solved by, companies like cal.com or calendly.com, right? You just make it so that you just give it the URL and it just hooks up to that. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that this is just a website. Now let me show you how you can actually make an application, because applications were a thing that came out many years ago, decades ago, but people really didn't start using it before mobile phones. And what is an app when you think about it? An app is a certain solution to a problem that some company did in that specific way. Now, what we have today is that a company, um, you have a company like one SaaS company, software as a service, makes one product and they sell it to 1,000 people, right? They can't really make that many changes to the software because they're they're one company. They can't have 1,000 different solutions to one thing. So it's really just one thing, and you can make minor adjustments usually, which really aren't that much. And so what ends up happening is that every company is using a solution that is like solving their problem like 40%, right? Like 50%, 60% is like incredible. And they're using other apps to like fill that in, right? And they're kind of like, it's never exactly right. This solves that for people. If you have enough technical knowledge like me, you can build your app. And I've been building several different apps with this thing, and it's so fast. Let me show you. Okay, so um, let's see. What can we build? What can we build that isn't like a toy thing, but a real thing? Mm, okay, I want to show my viewers. I'm actually literally asking it how you can build any custom app that I need based on the problem that I'm trying to solve in the moment. Based on everything you know about me and the projects, um, can you suggest an app you can build right now that will be relatable to my viewers as well? Make it a one page, a single page app. Codename Zulu joined. Hey there, Codename. Um, okay. Um, all right. So tonight's 10-minute roll. Okay, Roblox is that's. Let's not do that. Roblox is too niche. Okay, so it's doing mental gym because I wrote a LinkedIn post about it before, so it remembers that, which is kind of cool. Um, Bills on your "We Need Mental Gyms" LinkedIn post. Today's challenge could be a math puzzle, a logic problem, or okay, you know what? Let's do that. Um, all right. Um, let's do. Uh, let's see. Let's do one where we have a total of 10 problems, and um, on a reload, we see another random problem. Um, do everything and deploy and give me the URL. Usually I won't do everything and give me the URL. I'm just doing it in the interest of time. We don't have that much time, right? I'm just showing you how what it can actually produce, so you can start getting some ideas about what it can do. While it's doing this, I can also ask it, let me show people the vault. Um, so while you work, can you spin up a server? Uh, so now instead of deploying this to the web so that anyone can use it, I'm just running a server now inside of Claude Code. It's just going to do like a side thing, start up a server in a new terminal. It's just going to start up a server for me, and it's going to give me the thing. It's going to be localhost something like localhost 3000 something, and then I'm going to be able to show you my Vault project because it's not live. I'm not sharing it with the world, and I'll be able to show it to you while it's working on the Mental Gym app. So you see here, it created a new folder called apps inside of Vault, and it created the Mental Gym folder there, and it's just going through the thing by itself. Okay. So spinning up the Vault dashboard for you now, and then continuing with Mental Gym deploy. So imagine this, like I told it about the Mental Gym because I wrote a LinkedIn post about it, and it remembered that. I didn't even remember it, but it had it in the Vault, so it thought, okay, yeah, we can do something like that. So it's already live. Let's have a look. And then the Vault is here as well. So I'm going to show you both here. All right. So let me show you the Mental Gym first. Okay. So see here how it's reusing the look and feel that kind of we have, right? It's like something that I've been working with this before, right? So it's not like it's doing something completely different. So it's like also it also knows that it should keep that same style, so it feels like everything is coming from me. So I don't need to keep saying that over and over again because that's what most people are doing right now. All right, so it says here, a man lives on the 20th floor. Every morning he takes the elevator. Okay, coming down, he takes an expert on rainy day. Okay, why? Next problem, show answer. Okay, show answer. He's short. He can only reach. Okay. Next problem. There you go. Next problem. Next problem. Next problem. There you go. Here's a simple app. Done. Like I know how to build this myself, but it's like it's very well defined what this should be. I can change this a little bit, right? I can take this away. I can put this in the center. But it's a very good starting point. It's very good at guessing what you want. The more context you give it, the better it is. All right, so I think I should start concluding this little live stream soon, but I'm going to show you the Vault now. This is the Vault really is this. It's really this. This is the thing, but this is a web interface, like a graphical user interface to it. So if I wanted to like talk to it like this, I can do this too. This is more of a chat GPT interface, But what if I say something like, let me show my phone. Let me put it not on sleep. All right, so let's say remind me to end live stream in 10 or let's say 5 seconds. Click. All right, let's see here what's happening on my phone. I got a notification. Let me do it again, actually, to show you. Do it again in 5 seconds. See if you can hear the sound. You see it here? You see? End live stream reminder. So this is a push notification service thing that I have hooked up to my phone and my computer. So it's using that. I also have a lot of other stuff here that I can show. Oops. Uh, but it also has things like uh, which city was I born in? You were born in Surat, India in 1981. I told it this, I told it to remember, now it knows it. So I hope this is making like a little bit sense to you if you haven't seen Claude Code before. But with Claude Code, let's go back to Claude Code here. With Claude Code, you don't really need applications built by other people anymore. You don't need to be going from one application to another one to another one to another one, because all you're doing is you're taking the same data and you're processing it in different ways to get what you want before it's finished and it can be sent as an email or a message or whatever it is, or published as a website. What you really are doing now is that you're living your life. You're living your life and you're having ideas. Oh, I have an idea for a post. Oh, I have an idea for a junior developer that I work with. I should tell him that. You just like take your phone and be like, hey, that you're going on a walk, right? Like, I think my junior developer should think about these things because blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then you click stop, and then it emails you that the whole transcript. It comes in here automatically in the Vault, and now it's saved. Now, when that junior developer wants to ask you that question, you can just say, yeah, just like ask me through the Vault thing, and then it'll give you what you need. Because not only did you record this new information, you record it in a way because here, every time I give it new information and I tell it to save it, I keep track of it in something called a graph, which I told you about, right? Like nodes that are like connected, like a network. And every time there's a new thing, I update that graph if it needs updating. I'd say like just like instead of having to read through thousands and thousands and millions of words, because I write a lot, I produce a lot of content every day because I take a lot of notes. I've been doing it for 5 years, you know? So I don't want it to be very inefficient going through all of that, costing me so much. So I'm saying like I've made this mathematical structure that just compresses all that information and connects it to each other, right? And then I just say like every time I give you something new, like update it slightly. So now this thing knows about that as well. So this is like a compressed mathematical structure that is saved in something called a JSON file that the computer knows how to deal with very fast, much faster than just blocks of text. And now it knows, okay, well, it's in that. So, like the fact that I was born in Surat, India, and for 1991, those are like nodes connected to each other, right? Like that's me. It's part of me, and that it doesn't have to be a full sentence. It can be like a very short thing. So these are things you can do to to be like, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it because it's so new to me. I like blown away by it every day. But the giving a machine context over and over again means you're solving the same problem many, many times because you have to phrase the same thing over and over again. That is the thing that uh, keeps you from being able to go faster, basically. And I'm not a big fan of going as fast as possible. I don't think that's a good thing in every time, right? And you can see here, I'm still doing a lot of the work of like like putting giving the direction of like how you should do it. But the fact that you have one thing that I'm calling the vault that is literally like a big folder with all your folders in it, what it allows me to do is just from one single place, I just go like update this project. Like, oh, we just changed the company name or the name of that product, and it's mentioned in three different projects because we have three different websites referencing that. Please make it into an environment variable and make it so that it's being referenced in one place and update all of that. That's incredible. that that job, like having a person update the name of a product when it's handwritten, hard coded, 150 different places and figuring out all those, that's just like that's a several day job to make sure that that actually was done or not. And now you have this that actually does it at incredible speeds, and as far as I know, I wouldn't be able to do it better myself. So I'm not even sure what applications will mean anymore. Like, if you're a person who's very good at capturing things that are important and keeping this in this systematic place, you're going at like I mean, it's not even, there's no competition then, because again, the success of a business is like how many ideas can you test out in a rigorous way that the market is able to pay for, and then you just keep doing that, or you get customers that way. And this is the automation of that. So I'm not I'm really not using that many applications anymore. All I'm using is the terminal, Claude Code, and it's something called Cursor. I'm using a web browser, uh, and I'm using my Notes app as a separate thing because I like to have it separate. But I mean, I'm using emails, of course, texting and things like that. But even those things you can hook up to this if you want. I don't think I want to do that just yet because I don't feel comfortable, giving it that, because there's a privacy thing as well, and I don't want to automate too much. But um, but the biggest thing is like that when I'm referencing ideas that I worked on a year ago or 3 months ago, it knows how it connects to everything else. And I can just go, hey, like make a landing page based on these three things ideas. And it just, the complexity of like, think about that thing, right? I mean, if you have a human with you and you've been working together for a long time, they have so much built up context that if you're able to develop a shorthand, right? Like take those two things, build it into one, and put up a landing page. And like, okay, yeah, co-founder, I know you for 10 years, I can do it. But with a junior developer that you just hired like 2 months ago, they'd have none of that context, right? So you keep giving them the context, like in meetings where no one writes anything down, and then they understand something which is like not really what you thought they would, and then they go off doing the work and they get the work done in 1 week and it wasn't even what you thought it was. Like, there's so many things here. So the entire nature of business and how things are built is being literally changed. I'm experiencing every day. The companies that are not gonna adapt to some version of this, I don't know if I have this thing because this is something kind of that I've developed on my own. I know like people are using OpenClaw and things like that that also is, or they're building their own stuff. But some version of like one single source of truth that you have control over, and then that just like goes and does things. Like when someone needs you, they go through that and just like, oh, I got what I needed. That's it. You know? So, and that frees you up to do things that are really important that the Claude can't do, which is like talk to a customer, have a coffee with a customer, make a business relationship, or like not do business, like spend time with your family or something like that. Um, yeah. So that is it for this Claude Code session. It, of course, went on for longer than I thought, but still under 45 minutes, which is good. If you enjoyed this and you are interested in learning more, let me know. You can reach out to me. If you're a company and you are interested in hiring me to build something for you, I'm also doing that. Um, that is also changing, client work based on this, but this is still quite technical, right? Most people will still find it hard to understand these things. But you can still find someone like me and have me build something for you that will actually be this for your company, where like everyone can kind of put their information in one place that gets stored and contextualized, and from there on you can do things like for your customer service reps, create guides, or for your customers, or send automatic emails, WhatsApp messages, or yeah, I mean, like there's it's even hard to think about because it's just opening up a new world, you know? So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. And yeah, I can't wait to see what people do with this stuff because yeah,